Welcome to my free webinar, 3 Strategies for Effortless Weight Loss and Crazy Energy. My name is Donna Savage, and I'm the president and founder of Empower Fitness and also Plant Powered 101. So today, I'm going to take you through how to go from frustrated and overwhelmed to being your best self, where you enjoy effortless weight loss and crazy energy and more youthful skin, and you're feeling amazing without any chronic illnesses. Before I get started, I want to share a quick tip, something you can start doing right away. Whether you're on your way home today or you run out to the grocery store, buy some frozen fruits and veggies. Those are my secret weapon. You can always have them in the freezer. They last a long time. They're less expensive than regular fresh produce that you buy. It's not going to go bad on you. And it's more nutrient dense because when it's picked and frozen quickly, it holds all that nutrition. When it's traveling from being picked onto a truck, into your grocery store, and then to your refrigerator, you're losing a lot of nutrition. So frozen fruits and veggies, my #1 secret weapon. Try it. You can, if you get just blueberries and frozen and chopped spinach, just buy those 2 for now. You can put both of them into smoothies. You can put blueberries into your yogurt and different things that you might be making, oatmeal. You can also put your spinach in your smoothies, but you can also put it in like scrambled eggs, or if you're making tacos, throw it in with the taco meat. There's so many different ways that you can use these 2 items to get more nutrition into yourself and your family. All right, so I want to assure you that you're in the right place. If you're sick of yo-yo dieting, lose, gain, it's just a pain in the ass. If you're sick of low or no energy, if you're dragging every afternoon, you're looking for some caffeine or some sugar to get you through the rest of the day, or if you're sick of premature aging, you look in the mirror every day and you just think you see all these wrinkles and you just feel like you look older than your peers do, and you don't want to. Or you're sick of doctors and prescriptions and going all these aches and pains and things that are going on that, you know, as we get older, these kind of things kind of creep up on us. And all of a sudden we're taking medications for high blood pressure or cholesterol or different things like that. And if you're sick of it, you can actually do something about it. So no matter what brought you here today, I can help you. So a little bit more about me. My why is because I do what I do because I want to live a long, healthy, and happy life with my husband and my children. I don't want to be a burden on them. I don't want to spend the last 20 years of my life in a nursing home or running back and forth to doctors and taking a bunch of pills and prescriptions that just to keep me going every day. So a little bit why this is really, really close to my heart is because I've had some health issues over my life. And so in my 20s, I ended up being diagnosed with high cholesterol, and I was kind of shocked, but the doctor said, well, it runs in your family because my dad had high cholesterol. And so the doctor's like, well, you can go on a medication to take care of that. And I said, no. I said, what other options are there? And so he said, well, we can look at dietary changes. So I did that, made some changes, and I was already eating really fairly healthy, at least I thought I was. And so I made some changes and fixed my cholesterol, and I went on my merry way and said, okay, well, that was done. And I really didn't think about it. And then in my 30s, I started having inflammation in my gums, and it turned into periodontal disease, basically. And I struggled with that for about 15 years. I went to every specialist I could. I had every procedure I could. They couldn't figure out what was causing it, but my gums were just red and inflamed all the time. And so finally, someone told me about going to see a holistic doctor, and the doctor tested me and found out I had gluten and dairy intolerances. And so at that time, I stopped completely eating gluten and dairy. And within 2 weeks, my gums cleared up, and I was blown away by the difference it made. And at that same time, I decided to go pescatarian, which is basically vegetarian, but I would eat fish as well. So at that time, I stopped eating all meat and dairy and gluten products. And I noticed over time, after that 2 weeks, I noticed my gums, but then as months went on, I noticed so many other things that changed in my body. The biggest thing was my digestion. I used to have bloating and gas and just discomfort all day long. My stomach would just be a mess all day. And I just thought that was normal because I'd always felt that way. That all went away. And I was just shocked. And then my constipation cleared up. So all of these things just changed. And I was just shocked at how important the food I was putting in my body was to what was going on with my health. And then also during this time, my dad, as I mentioned, he had high cholesterol. He also had high blood pressure. He had a heart attack at 39 and ended up passing away after a bout with liver cancer and died in 2009. So, you know, I had that going on. Then my mom, who ended up with early onset Alzheimer's at age 60, and she spent the next 15 years fighting that and just passed away this past January from Alzheimer's, and it was devastating. And so I know that I have some bad genes in my family, so I need to do something about it. And so I started doing some research to figure out what could be done to prevent this from happening to me, because I don't want, you know, I don't want to be thinking, well, I have this in my family history, so that's my fate, because it's not true. So I love this quote that I found is your genes load the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger or doesn't pull the trigger in my case. So you have control over your health. You do not have to go down the path of your parents or your grandparents. You have the ability to change the outcome of your health by changing your lifestyle. And I know it wasn't fun when I was going through all the stuff. I didn't enjoy dealing with my parents' health issues and having them pass away at early ages. And I didn't enjoy the health issues I had myself, but I'm grateful for them because it actually, I believe it saved my life. 1000%. I believe it saved my life, because I wouldn't have looked at this until later. I would have said, well, you know, I know that that's in my family, but I'll deal with it later. But this made me look at it much earlier. And if I didn't look at it earlier, I would have been struggling a lot more. And now I know that this has prevented me from going down the path of my parents. So at that time, when I found out about the gluten and dairy issues, I dove into training and stuff. And I got my certification, my health coaching certification with integrative nutrition and well coaches. And then I just devoured everything I could on podcasts and books and documentaries and research studies, everything I could about plant-based eating and the benefits of plant-based eating. One big problem I had at that time was I didn't know how to cook. I hated to cook. We ate out all the time. In fact, when we built our house, I had our microwave installed low so that the kids could heat up their own food because I didn't want to cook. And when we were building, I said, I joked with the builder. I said, I don't really need a stove. You could just put one of those fake stoves in there that they'd have in like a cabinet store or something. But I'm glad that he didn't listen to me, and we do have a stove because I use it a lot now. So I really had to figure it out because back then, when this was, you know, over 10 years ago, they didn't have a lot of options for me for the gluten-free and the dairy-free stuff. They didn't have a lot of prepared things. And so I really had to learn how to cook my own food. And it was a struggle. So I spent 10 plus years, trial and error, figuring out what would work. And during that time, it was really hard because I was making 2 meals every day for our family, because I'd make a meal for myself and I'd make a meal for the family, because they wouldn't eat what I was making for myself because it tasted horrible, because it was just boring and bland, because I didn't know what I was doing. And then after struggling with that for a long time, I realized, wait a second, if I can take the healthy stuff that I'm making over here and introduce it into the family meals and kind of combine them, now I'm only having to make 1 meal for dinner. I'm not having to make 2 separate meals. And the head of my family is getting healthier too, because I don't want me to just get healthier. I want them to be healthy too. So once I started making my food taste good, they started eating it. And now, you know, 10 plus years later, my whole family is plant-based. I don't buy meat anymore. If they want meat, they'll have it when they go out to dinner somewhere. So it makes my life a lot easier. It's a lot less expensive, and everybody's a lot healthier. So we're just, it works for everyone all around. Now I'm 100% plant-based, but my family isn't. They're probably about 85 to 90% plant-based, which is fine. You don't have to be 100% plant-based. If you're just eating more plants today than you ate yesterday, you're doing better. So that's all that it is. It's not giving up everything. It's just eating more plants, adding more plants into your current lifestyle. So I'll talk about some of the benefits that I have from eating this way for over 10 years. I'm 54 years old, but I feel like I'm 24. I have amazing energy. I get up in the morning, no caffeine. I mean, I work out, I do whatever. I actually have a standing desk, so I stand all day long. I'm going all day. I don't need caffeine. I don't need sugar. I don't need anything to get me through the day. It's amazing. I feel so good. My skin is very youthful. I get so many compliments when I'm out, especially like I'm at the grocery store in line. The grocery clerks always comment on my skin. They notice what I'm buying for food. It's just people will say, oh my gosh, your skin looks great. Your hair, like your nails, everything just grows better because you're putting all this good food into your body. I don't have any aches and pains. I don't take any medications. I'm breezing through menopause. I feel strong and confident, and mostly I love my body. And a lot of people my age and a lot of women in general can't say that. I truly do love my body. I feel and look strong. When I look in the mirror, I see a strong, vibrant body. I don't feel saggy. I don't feel old. So this is what can happen when you start putting good food into your body. So again, I spent 10 plus years of trial and error. I got all that training through 2 certifications, and I want to share what I've learned with others. So can you imagine a life where you love your body, you look great, feel amazing, and look to food for nourishment, not comfort? This is possible. It absolutely is. So I can show you how easy it is to do this. So like I said, this was my path. 10 plus years, trial and error. Took me a long time to get to where I am now. But I have a roadmap now that I've put together from what I've learned. And so I can get you there a lot faster. So my 3 strategies that I'm going to share today. Number 1 is stay hydrated. This is by far the most important step to take, and it can make a radical difference within a very, very short amount of time. The human body is made up of 80% water. So if we don't have enough water in our body, our body's not going to work properly. Things are going to start, they pull water from each other. You start to retain water, things like that, because you don't have enough water. Your body needs water to function properly. So 75% of Americans are dehydrated. So that's only 1 in 4 people are hydrated to the level that they're supposed to be. Most people say they drink enough water. My kids, my husband, they drive me crazy because I'll be like, have you drinking water? You're drinking water. And they're like, I am. And when I tell them how much they're supposed to drink, they're like, oh, I'm not drinking that much. So most people don't drink as much water as they need to. So chronic dehydration leads to fatigue. So if you're tired and run down during the day, have a big glass of water. A lot of times that can help. If you have brain fog, or if you're just feeling just groggy, just have a big glass of water. That a lot of times can perk you back up a little bit. Premature aging, our skin is made up of a lot of water. And if we don't have water in there to keep it plump, it gets all dried up and shrivelly. So then we get more wrinkles. Weight gain, like I said, if we don't have enough water, things can't move through our system properly. And then we start to retain water because our body needs water to function. So it starts to retain the water that you do drink instead of getting rid of it. So you need the water to flush things out. So you don't want to be gaining weight, and you're not, and if you're keeping all of that, that extra water retention too. Eczema. So again, skin issues, dry skin, dry patches like that, again, from the lack of water. And high blood pressure. Our blood is made up of water. And so if we don't have enough water in there, it gets thick. And then it's trying to go through our arteries and veins, and it can't because it's very thick. So it's causing us to have high blood pressure as well. So how much water do we need? 50% of your body weight in ounces is a good gauge. Now, you may need more than that, but it's a good place to start. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you'd want to drink at least 75 ounces of water. So that would be 5 of these 16-ounce bottles would give you about 80 ounces of water. Now, if it's really hot or you live in a hot climate, you want to drink more water. If you're exercising a lot and sweating, you need to drink more water. If you're consuming caffeinated beverages or alcoholic beverages, you want to drink even more water to dilute that. So this would be a good gauge, but again, you want to probably even go higher than that, especially if you're drinking any of these other beverages, or if you're active, or if it's really hot. So my number one tip is to start with one big glass of water first thing in the morning when you wake up. Now I start with this big glass, 24 ounces of water, and I drink that before I do anything else. Before coffee, before breakfast, before anything else, you want to have this big giant glass of water, because you spent the whole night sleeping and you're dehydrated from that lack of water all night. So drink that big glass of water, do that for a week straight, see how you feel. That's my challenge for you. I think you'll notice a difference right away. And then it will also set you up to want to drink more water throughout the day. And I have a lot of other tips for how to get yourself to drink more water too. Strategy number 2, eat more fiber. Now, fiber is only found in plants. So you can't get fiber from eating steak or chicken or fish or anything like that. It's only found in plant foods. So fiber is sometimes referred to as roughage or bulk, and it is a carb, but it is not like the carbs that make you gain weight, because fiber does not break down like other carbs into sugar, like that would make you gain weight. So fiber is the key to what you want to eat for carbs. So if you're eating processed carbs like crackers or cookies and things like that, those are going to turn instantly into sugar, and that's what makes you gain your blood sugar spikes and you gain weight quickly from eating that kind of food. But if you're eating whole plant foods with fiber, then you are not going to, it's not the same kind of a carb, which I wish they would change the name or something, because people think they just lump carbs all into one category and they think carbs are bad. But carbs with fiber, which are whole plant foods, are not bad. And fiber actually passes through our digestive tract pretty much intact. So it doesn't even break down in our system, but it fills you up. And it does a lot of other things while it's going through your system. So some of the benefits of fiber: digestion and regularity. It's so good for that whole digestive. In fact, we need it for our digestion and our regularity to keep things moving. Weight management. Studies show that people that eat a lot of fiber will actually weigh less than people who don't eat a lot of fiber. So eat the fiber. We need a lot of fiber in our system. It helps to regulate our blood sugar. Like I said, it does not break down like other carbs, that it doesn't break down into sugar and spike our blood sugar. So it helps to keep your blood sugar stable, so you're not having that issue if you have any kind of diabetic or pre-diabetic issues. And it keeps our cholesterol in line. So, you don't have to worry about getting those spikes in your cholesterol either. So again, fiber is very, very important for our health. And it helps you feel full longer, so it prevents cravings. And that's what's great. Your body actually, when you eat foods with fiber, your body is able to tell you that it's full, and you don't overeat foods. Plus, the foods that have the fiber in them tend to have fewer calories than the other kinds of foods that don't have fiber. So they're more nutrient dense, and they're lower in calories. So you don't eat as many calories automatically, but it also keeps you from having those cravings, which is fabulous. Now, less than 3% of Americans eat the minimum amount of fiber. So that's a problem. And then, it just compounds. If you're not eating that fiber, it's not helping your body at all. And it just kind of spirals downward. So I'm going to get a little scientific here. I'm going to talk about in our gut, we have trillions of bacteria. And the scientific term for this is our microbiome. So the trillions of bacteria live in our gut, and there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. Now, I like to call them the gut bugs, just to make it more simple and a little bit easier to understand. But there's always going to be good and bad in our gut. The secret is to keep a good balance of the gut bacteria. Now, fiber feeds the good gut bugs. So if we eat fiber, we're going to have more gut bugs on the good side, and they'll keep the bad gut bugs in check. So that's where we want to be. We want to be eating enough fiber so that we're feeding all of those happy little good gut bugs and keeping our microbiome in balance. Now, if we don't eat enough fiber, what happens is the bad gut bugs take over and they outweigh the good gut bugs, and now we're out of balance. And when our microbiome is out of balance, it's called dysbiosis, but it basically means there's more bad gut bugs than good gut bugs. And so that is a problem because it leads to inflammation. Now, inflammation, it starts in our gut, but it comes out in different areas of our body. For me, it came out in my gums. And inflammation is pretty much a precursor to a lot of other things. So some people might have it in their joints. They might feel it that way. It might be that they're gaining a lot of weight and they can't keep the weight off. So basically, inflammation leads to all of the chronic diseases that happen, that we end up seeing as we get older down the road. So things like Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis and hypertension, diabetes, allergies, all of these things, autoimmune diseases, they all start with inflammation in our bodies, and it all starts in our gut. Now, inflammation can also lead to premature aging. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I need to eat fiber. Does that mean I have to eat boring salads all day long? And I'm going to tell you, absolutely no. I do not eat salads hardly ever. This is just a snapshot of some of the yummy foods that I eat on a daily basis. I have tons of really great recipes. And like I said, flavor is the most important part of a plant-based diet. If you don't have good flavor on the foods that you're eating in a plant-based diet, you are not going to do it. You're not going to stick with it no matter what, no matter how bad your health is, no matter what, you're going to rebel against it because you just can't do it. No one can stick with that. No one can eat salads all day long, boring salads every day. They would just get so frustrated and fed up and feel deprived. And I'm not suggesting that at all. With plant-based eating, you can actually eat so much food. It's just crazy how much variety there is that you never get bored with it. So this is a list of all the different types of plant foods that you can eat. I mean, obviously, fruits and veggies, but whole grains, brown rice and oats and quinoa and millet. There's tons of different whole grains that you can eat. There's legumes and lentils, black beans and edamame and things like that, hummus, all of those, that lands in the legume and lentil family. Nuts and seeds, there's such a variety of nuts and seeds out there that you can eat, and they're just packed full of nutrition. If you think about it, nuts and seeds are designed to grow a whole plant from just that little tiny thing. So if you're eating nuts and seeds, you're getting all that extra nutrition along with the fiber and everything. Fermented foods. People forget about fermented foods a lot, but tofu is a fermented food, pickles, olives, sauerkraut, things like that, kombucha, fermented foods, again, feed different gut bugs in our system. Herbs and spices, they have fiber, but they also add flavor to our foods. Plant foods also have antioxidants and phytonutrients, which are detrimental to our health. We need these phytonutrients and antioxidants to prevent diseases like cancer and heart disease and all these things. We need this in our system. For an example, just to show you, one apple has over 10,000 phytonutrients. So if you're not eating whole plant foods, you're not getting all of those phytonutrients, because when foods get processed, they're stripping away all of this stuff, all of this good nutrition, and you're losing so much when you move into more processed foods. So like I said, variety is key for your good health. Every different type of plant food has a different type of fiber that feeds a different strain of gut bugs in our digestive tract. So if you're not eating variety, you're not going to have a good balance of the good gut bugs. So you need to have that variety to keep the balance. And a lot of people will say, well, I can't eat beans because I get all bloated and gassy. And the reason that you get bloated and gassy when you eat beans is because you don't eat beans. So it's kind of a cycle. You have to start eating them to build up the gut bugs that can actually digest that fiber, so that you don't have that digestive issue going forward. A lot of people say, well, I just can't eat it. So then they don't eat it. And then that just makes the problem worse. So you need to start, and you just start slow with a small amount, and you build up slowly, because you do need to have all of fiber from all of those different types of plant foods so that you have a healthy gut. And like I said, flavor is key to make it stick. If it doesn't taste good, you won't eat it, you won't do it long-term, and you'll just go back to your old habits. So what I try to do is help people you would never make chicken or steak or anything in the animal world. You would never make that food without seasoning it. But for some reason, people think, well, I'm just going to steam some broccoli and eat it like that, or it's something boring. So you always have to have flavor on your foods, no matter what you're cooking. And now strategy number 3, eat quality protein. Now, what comes to mind when I say quality protein? You're probably thinking free range, cage free, no hormones, wild caught, all of that. But that's wrong. That may be healthier than the other, like factory farming, plant food, animal foods, but all animal products feed the bad gut bugs. And what happens when we feed the bad gut bugs? We outweigh the good gut bugs, and that's a big problem, because it turns into inflammation in our system, which leads to chronic diseases, which leads to premature aging. Plus, all animal products contain cholesterol, and cholesterol clogs your arteries. And you can see the 2 artery drawings here. We've got the plant-based one on the left that has nothing in there, so that blood can flow. And the meat eater one, over time, starts to build up, the cholesterol starts to build up in the arteries, and it blocks that flow. And that's what ends up, causing heart disease and stuff. And some studies have shown, they've done autopsies on children as young as 10 years old that eat a lot of meat, and they've seen the buildup already in their arteries, already starting at that young age. So it builds up over time, and that these younger and younger people are going to start having these problems earlier and earlier because of what they're eating over their lifetime. This was a really interesting research study that was done in the China study. They actually proved, they took some rats, and they basically fed them animal products. And when they ate the animal products, it turned on their cancer cells, and they started to reproduce. And when they took those same rats and they fed them plant foods, the same rats now, their cancer cells stopped multiplying. So they were able to turn the genes on and off. Like I said, you have control of your genes. You can pull the trigger or not pull the trigger. So I thought that was a really crazy study when they were able to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they can turn the cells on and off by what they fed the animals. Now, 97% of Americans eat too much protein. We do not have a protein deficiency in the United States, even though people are always being told we need to eat more protein. We don't need to eat more protein. So you have all these high protein fad diets that are out there, like keto, telling people eat more protein, eat more protein. Yes, you will probably lose weight if you eat more protein. You are going to be miserable. It's going to be very hard to not eat any other plant foods and things, but you're also your energy level is going to be bad, and you're also doing damage to your body because you're adding inflammation to your body. So it's not healthy. Being skinny doesn't equal health. So you can do something by eating more plants that would actually benefit your health and help you lose weight, rather than doing the keto diet or something on one of these high protein diets that's actually really bad for your body. And when we eat animal protein, it's very, very hard on our organs. Our organs have to work extra hard to process animal foods. If we eat plant foods, we're able to digest those very quickly and process them easily. It's not so hard on our organs. So where do you get quality protein? All plants have protein, which most people don't realize, but even broccoli has protein. All plants have protein. So this is an interesting little test here. So which has more protein, 100 calories of steak or 100 calories of broccoli? Most people are going to say the steak, of course, but that's wrong. In 100 calories of steak, there's actually 6.4 grams of protein. But in 100 calories of broccoli, there's 11.1 grams of protein. Now, 100 calories of steak is a very small amount. 100 calories of broccoli is a big amount. So you're actually able to eat more food. Also, with the steak, you're getting 50% of the calories are saturated fat, and there's no fiber to feed those good gut bugs. With broccoli, you're getting no saturated fat, and you're getting tons of fiber with it. Plus, plant protein does not cause inflammation and does not have any cholesterol. So you're not going to be clogging your arteries, and you're not going to be getting your inflammation going to, again, to be a precursor to a lot of diseases. And the best part about everything that I've talked about today is you can start today. Every meal is an opportunity. We eat 5 to 7 meals a day. You know, we're always constantly eating. So there's always an opportunity to start at that next meal. And I like to tell people, when you're preparing your next meal or you're ordering something, whether you're ordering pizza even, how could I make this meal just a little bit healthier? Just ask yourself that before every single meal and just add something to it. You know, if you're ordering pizza out, get vegetable toppings, you know, or add one, even if it's just adding one vegetable topping to what you normally would get. So every little bit makes a difference. You know, get a little less cheese on it or something, get a whole grain crust, whatever it is. There's always something you can do to make it a little bit healthier, and every little bit helps. Small steps. So a lot of people try to do everything all at once. When I found out about my health issues, I mean, I went cold turkey, but I was just determined, and it was very hard those first 2 weeks. But once I started seeing results, it wasn't hard anymore. But small steps are really where you want to go. I always recommend people start with small steps and keep building on their successes, because that's the easiest way to do it. And you're going to see the results, and you're going to get a lot further along, and you're not going to get frustrated. You're not going to feel deprived. You're not going to get angry or hangry or any of that stuff. You'll all of a sudden turn around and you'll be like, wow, look how far I've come. And it didn't even feel like you did anything different. We're going to focus on progress, not perfection. We need to be kind to ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves a lot of times. We beat ourselves up. We make a mistake, or we fall off the wagon on our eating program or whatever we're trying to do. And then we say, oh, I'm just going to give up, you know, or, you know, we just are so hard on ourselves. We can't do that. We always have the next meal is another opportunity to make a different choice. We can make choices throughout the day. We don't have to say, well, I'm going to give up. I ruined the whole day and I'm going to just start on Monday. No, just start at the next meal. Make a new decision at that next meal. You can always change, and just be kind to yourself and focus on those successes and really, build on that. So do you see how powerful it could be to eat more plants? So this is, there's tons of celebrities out there that are living plant-based lifestyles. They see the benefits, they're enjoying this, they understand how living this way can help them look and feel younger. And that's really what most of us want. We want to feel good, we want to look good, and we want to be happy. There's scientific studies out there. There's world-renowned doctors and athletes. These are some things that I would suggest you check out. The Game Changers is a movie on Netflix. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it. And he was taught when he was a bodybuilder that he had to eat meat, and tons of meat. And he realizes now how damaging that was to his health. And now he's vegetarian or vegan, and he doesn't eat meat anymore. And he realizes that you can have muscle. There's bodybuilders out there. There's all kinds of professional athletes. They all are vegan because they realize the benefit of being vegan. You can definitely build big muscles, big, strong bodies. Your recovery time is faster. So they're seeing the need to switch to more of a plant-based lifestyle. So there's some great books and documentaries out there that are very educational, that really can help you kind of share this with your family. And so you can understand a little more of what to expect. So plant-based eating is not a fad diet. There are no bad side effects, which is the greatest part. There's only good side effects. You're going to look younger. You're going to have crazy energy. You're going to control your weight. You're not going to worry about everything all the food. You're not going to get crazy. You're not going to be jumping on your scale every other day. Your weight will just take care of itself the more plants you eat, which is just amazing. Your immune system is going to be stronger. You're not going to get sick every time a little cold comes around, or COVID and things like that. Like if you do get sick, it will just be you'll be able to fight it off quickly. You're going to manage your menopause symptoms. Like I said, I'm breezing through menopause. I'm not having a lot of those hormonal issues that I hear a lot of my friends talking about. And you're going to prevent or reverse chronic diseases. So if you don't have any medications or any chronic issues that you're dealing with, you want to stay that way. But if you have some medications or chronic illnesses that you're dealing with now, you can actually reverse a lot of those things. Even diabetes and heart disease can be reversed by eating a plant-based diet. It's just amazing what you put into your body can make such a dramatic difference in your health. And you're going to feel absolutely amazing. Like I said, I'm 54, but I feel 24, and I wouldn't change a thing. And I never feel deprived. I eat tons of delicious food all day long, and I eat a lot of food too. So I never feel like I'm hungry. I never feel like I'm deprived. So after learning this today, you have a decision to make. You can do nothing, and you'd probably be in the same place next year that you're in right now, or you can commit to change, and the possibilities are endless. Now, you could try to do this on your own. Took me 10 years, more than 10 years to figure it all out, but I did. Or you could use my proven roadmap, and you could get to the success a lot faster. So I'm here to help. And that's why I started my plant-powered lifestyle transformation program. My plant-powered course will show you exactly how to create and embrace simple, healthy, plant-based habits that fit into your lifestyle so that you can finally get your control of your weight and health and be your best self. Now, I set this up so that people can figure out what fits into their lifestyle, not what fits into mine. I'll share my strategies, and I'll help give you some ideas for actions and things that you might want to try, but you have to find what works for you. And everybody's different. So I would work with you to figure that out. So my program is designed to be self-paced. You go at your own pace throughout the program. You can go fast or slow. I recommend doing it on a slower basis and building on those successes. I start with my 12 strategies and actions. And like I said, I help you find what works for you. I share my actions, and then you start to work on those and until they become habits, until they become your new healthy habits that you don't even have to think about anymore. And then I have my over 10 training modules that from all different topics like emotional eating and eating out and holidays and things like that to help you get through those, normal life events that are going to come up because you don't live in a bubble. You're going to have things going on, and you need to know how to deal with them. There's a private community for daily support. You can ask me anything you want in the community, and I will answer your questions. So I'm always there to help you and support you. I have weekly live Zoom coaching calls. So you can just ask me any questions you want live on the call. It's a very relaxed environment. We just get on the Zoom and chat. And I'm here to help, and I'll answer any questions you have. kitchen demos. I have tons of videos I do in my kitchen. I show you exactly how easy it is. I don't do anything difficult because like I said, don't like to cook. I never did like to cook. So I am always for making it easier, making less work for cleanup, less work, less time in the kitchen. So that's the way it goes in my house. And then bonus number one, my easy, delicious recipes. I have tons of delicious recipes that for breakfast, lunch, dinner, appetizers, desserts, whatever you name it. I have some really great recipes that you can do. Again, they're all very easy. They use simple ingredients that you can find in normal grocery stores. You don't have to go shopping for all kinds of crazy things. And I make it very, very simple and delicious. Bonus number two, I have workouts. I have weekly workouts with my friend Sabrina. She's a personal trainer and she does weekly workouts for me. And I also have other workouts that workout guides and a whole bunch of different ways to help you move your body more and get the blood flowing a little bit there. And bonus number three, 1 year of coaching and accountability in my membership program. So like I said, I'm there for a whole year with you to help guide you along the way and support you. So if you fall off the wagon, if you stumble or you get your motivation is waning and you need some help to get yourself back on track, I'm there to do that for you. So you're not alone in this. And you also have the community of women to help you as well. So that is just an amazing, I know that having that support is really critical to getting through this program and being successful. This is a little snapshot of what you get, and this lists everything. And now I could charge $797 for this package, for this program, but I want to help as many people as I can. So I'm only charging $297, and that's for the whole year. So you get immediate access and you start to learn my strategies right away, and I'll be there to support you. So you also get is a free pair of ankle weights. So these are our Empower ankle weights, and you can pick from the 5-pound pair or the 8-pound pair. And the workouts that my friend Sabrina is doing will be done with the ankle weights and a lot of the exercises. So you get a free pair of ankle weights to help maximize your workouts. Now, this is the registration page for the program. You get instant access once you sign up here. And this is what the program looks like. You get to get in there and start going through. There's videos, there's downloads, there's all kinds of information in there for you. And I'm there to answer any questions and guide you along the way. Now, in this program, I'm going to show you how to save money. You're going to save way more than the cost of this program is. So eating plant-based, a lot of people think is very expensive, and it's not. It does not have to be expensive. It's actually much less expensive than eating animal foods. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to show you how to save time. I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I don't like being in the kitchen all the time. So I'm going to show you how to do it and how to not be chained to your stove for hours and hours. I will help you overcome all of the obstacles. If your family's not on board, or if you're, you have whatever challenges that you have, I will help you do it. I will help you get through it, and I will help get your family on board. It may take time to get them on board, but we slowly do it, and we get them to be eating healthier too, because you want your family to be healthy too, not just yourself. So join me today. Again, it's $297. You get the whole year, and I will be right there with you for holding your hand and helping you to get to the end, to get to the success. And I'm not extra special. I didn't have a private chef. I didn't have a personal trainer, and I definitely don't have superhuman willpower. But once you start seeing results, you will start to have that strong motivation, and you'll have that will to keep going. You don't have to rely on willpower. A lot of people think that if they don't have willpower, they can't do something like this. You don't need willpower. I promise you, I can show you how to get the motivation to keep going. Remember, I spent years of trial and error to figure out what works, so I know I can help you.